Dragon Ball Super Broly just released, and before we get any further, I want to put a disclaimer that this video is not going to be containing any kind of spoilers regarding the movie due to the respect for people who are yet to actually watch it. Dragon Ball Super Broly was everything that you would want from a Dragon Ball content. It's a lot different from any Dragon Ball, and this movie is a complete sign on how serious the world for Dragon Ball is going to be from now on. What I mean is that Dragon Ball Super, the original run, is mostly a Supreme shirt, a blank shirt with the logo stamped on it and nothing really special, but people buy it because the brand name is huge and they follow it that way, while the movie is taking that brand and actually making it a lot classier, and comparing the both naturally becomes unreasonable because there is a huge difference when you look into them. One is mostly blank and the other is really classy, who has a lot of depth into it. The movie blows every other Dragon Ball movie out. It is uncomparable due to what it really achieved, and all the promotion about it was truly worth it in the end. With the storyline that it is easy to follow yet has so many things. It is by far the most complex thing that Dragon Ball has put out in a very long time, and definitely makes the other movies, modern stuff, very inferior in comparison. When we learned that Toriyama was going to be writing the script, most of us were most excited due to how the direction that this movie was going to take and how different it was going to be from the usual stuff that is shown on the modern era. And the Dragon Ball creator has completely delivered, making most of the characters feel in touch, providing a good comedy and generally a good slice of life stuff before you get into action. The direction by Nagamine is absolutely fantastic, that make you really feel and easily get engaged with the story that it is trying to tell, and the animation is not below par in any kind of moment. The movie is easy to understand yet has so much into it. It goes well along with the long-time Dragon Ball fans who are interested in the lore that the series follow, especially the ones that have Sans in there, but it becomes a lot easier for people who are watching Dragon Ball for the first time. The first minutes of the movie are completely made to engage people and have them understand the story without having to complicate things. It is a mix between cute and dark story that follows it to the present day. The characters' interaction bring the old Dragon Ball back to life with serious and cute manners that hit you where you want to. You want to be feeling a certain way when you watch something and want to get emotionally attached to it, and this movie does just that. Just like the movie name suggests, Broly is the main premise of this movie where they focus the most. Broly is now finally a character with personality, and best way to explain him is that he immediately became one of my favorite characters and somebody that I would like to be explored even more. His character interactions, his backstory, and the way how he lived and his suffering make you immediately click with what Toriyama wanted to do with it. It is something very rare for modern Dragon Ball to see, as it is mostly straightforward, leaving a lot of question marks, but with this character most of the things are presented either via dialogue or facial expressions that show what kind of character he is. Something that older movies failed to do, this movie did, and I'm really happy with the way how it was handled. Reviewing it, you want to watch it from a critical standpoint, but there is so little to criticize on this movie. Although pacing has never been Toriyama's best attribute, it shows here as the movie felt kinda slow from time to time, but it definitely does pick up more and more and it gets more interesting. Mostly the pacing is a bit wrong for the long-time Dragon Ball fans because it follows some of the story that we already knew, and that is the backstory of Goku, but that is something that is made for the pure reason of having newer fans to be engaged with the other characters as well. It is meant to have all sorts of viewers understand it instead of leaving question marks for people who have never seen Dragon Ball. With how many transformations there are, they are naturally forced to be showcasing them, and this is something that actually makes me criticize the movie for, but it's still nitpicking as it doesn't really hold any weight in contrast to what they are truly presenting. It's not like Tournament of Power where it made sense yet it was unknown because of poor writing. Here you actually understand the steps that they are taking with their transformation, and Toriyama made sure not to include the last two, which is Vegeta's evolution form that is so exclusive and his own Ultra Instinct for the reason that we just talked. It's already oversaturated with transformations, and adding in even more completely ruins the spectacle. The direction that the movie took completely tells you about the future of Dragon Ball. It is very open and it clearly means to kickstart things instead of finishing them. It's just an opening to a brand new Dragon Ball that is striving for quality instead of quantity, something that doesn't live on its own name but creates a whole new spectrum for itself. The movie does well to balance the nostalgia things as well as introducing new things. It is very balanced on that area, and this is what makes it really great. I didn't go to the movie with the highest possible expectations, but now looking back at it, I know I should have gone because I was not going to get disappointed. The most important stuff that you want from the movie, it does well. Aside from pacing, on certain areas it is generally very well put together. It's composed and doesn't lack any sort of content that you would want to see in Dragon Ball. The fight between Broly and the others is very well portrayal of Broly, as it shows what he was teased for during his entire life. The vengeance was going to be there, and he is portrayed very well as an antagonist when fighting. But he's a hero when the story is being told, and that is what makes me really love Toriyama's writing. He's very capable of balancing everything and understanding the characters and looking at the story from the character's perspective. He makes you do that. There is a lot of old Toriyama comedy in this that is completely amen. Due to the knowledge and his creation, nothing is really taken overboard, as he was very careful with the situation and how they were really handled. Fair to say the direction by Nagamine was completely perfect, as you can truly see and feel Toriyama's work coming to life. I was completely against Frieza in this movie, and this is where you buy into Frieza's writing that was before now. This Frieza is completely different from the modern one, as he works very well in linking and piecing the story together while at the same time contributing a lot on how things progress. He's the same character that Toriyama wrote back then, and that made him special, and this works perfectly well with the theme of the movie. To summarize everything, this movie was absolutely fantastic and worth watching for a second or third time. After this movie, I sadly have to leave Japan and cannot be watching it for the second time, but I will be waiting for the world release and possibly a Blu-ray on the near future. This movie was fantastic, this is all what I can say, and do not miss out on it. And one suggestion that I have for everybody is wait for it to reach your country and don't destroy your experience by watching it pirate, because you won't be getting the same joy when you go to the big screen. Because the spoilers barely matter when you don't know how everything was pieced together. Keep that in mind and take my suggestion, and you will be a lot more impressed with the way how this movie really went on. They really did a fantastic job, and with all of that promotion everything was paid off, as this is the best Dragon Ball has looked in almost 20 years. It is absolutely fantastic work that I really cannot wrap my head around it. It's fantastic, and I can just continue my video just saying that from this point now. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like to show some support and subscribe to the channel for more content. I couldn't upload a lot due to my dream becoming reality and having to come to Japan, but from now on I will be posting far more and hopefully have you engaged with my channel. I will be leaving from Japan in like 12 hours from the time that I'm recording this, and I'm not sure when this is coming out, so I will be going to my hometown, just rest a little bit and continue working on videos. So stay subscribed, please. Have a great time, guys. Bye.